Hello and welcome. Last time we did missions 3 and 4 of the Terran Ascendancy workshop campaign. Today we're gonna do Royalty 1 and 2. Let's see. Command HQ is still struggling to understand the strategy and motives of the arachnids. Our chief behavioral expert, Colonel Holland, has been championing his brain bug theory, but no troopers in action have ever seen one. All right, like I've said before, I never played the original Terran Ascendancy, so I have no idea what to expect from this.
Good morning, Lieutenant. We have just entered the Alpha Corvi system. The Roger Young will enter transfer orbit around planet P in just under 2 hours. Command HQ has ordered an increased MI presence at all remote outposts. Your team will be on extended duties here. Your mission objectives are as follows. Your strike team will deploy in the vicinity of the MI base Whiskey Outpost. Your team is to rendezvous with the officer in charge, Colonel Owen. The current garrison has indicated minimal arachnid presence, but do report encounters with a new bug type. They're calling it the Chariot. You will deploy some distance from the outpost. Command HQ expects you to capture one of these chariots as you journey to there. Make sure you equip at least one specimen capture weapon. The Roger Young will continue on mission to bring reinforcements to other MI outposts. Rest assured, Lieutenant, the Roger Young will be returning in 6 days' time to collect you. Please be sure to pay my respects to Colonel Owen. He was one of my instructors back at OCS. Proceed now to assemble your strike team.
Specimen capture weapons.
We have contacted Whiskey Outpost and notified Colonel Owen of your arrival. TAC Recon reports that atmospheric conditions are making xenographic scans impossible. Colonel Owen has indicated that arachnid activity in this sector has been minimal. Make sure you capture one of those new bugs before proceeding to Whiskey Outpost. Kosminski out.
Capture a chariot bug. Command is redirecting your team to capture a chariot-type arachnid. In order to do this, go to one of the 2 marked locations on your map, lure in a group of chariots with your sniper's sensor flare ability. A modified Viking dropship will capture the specimens from there. Only one group of chariots are needed. Kill the rest if necessary. Okay, let's just make a new save now, in case we mess this up. So this is the first location, and then if we mess up, we have a backup. I'm wondering how close I can get, because they're right there.
Ready here. Roger that.
Like, maybe I shouldn't get any closer than this. Yeah, because this already... That's a chariot bug cave.
Squad moving out.
Huh. Yeah, I'm already a little worried. Like, if this is where the chariot bugs are supposed to come from... Let's just go ahead and look. We'll have them hold fire. I'm worried that if chariot bugs come out of here, that this group is just going to shoot them.
Roger that. I'm on it. Affirmative. Look sharp.
Immediately what I worried about. Can't sneak up because there's immediately a bunch of bugs that just kill the snipers. Okay.
Miss me. Affirmative. Roger that.
What I'm wondering is, do I put the flare down here and then the chariot bugs come out, or are the chariot bugs already going to be there Or do the chariot bugs respawn? Is it something like if I kill the chariot bugs here, they'll respawn eventually? Regardless, we need to advance a little bit, considering there was that massive horde over here.
Let's go. Squad, ready. Roger that.
Sir. Affirmative.
Snipers here.
Yes, sir. Look sharp, troopers.
Roger that.
Sir, move it or lose it.
Standing
people.
by.
Roger that.
Clear bug hive, sure.
Sir, this
We'll
way.
get around to that.
Moving to position.
Look sharp,
Roger
troopers.
that. Sir.
Okay, so far so good. You know, we've been doing a lot of these
Squad, ready.
Steam Workshop maps lately for Terran Command.
Affirmative.
I feel like for the most part, I have talked about everything possible
Listen up. On the move.
that there is to talk about
Move out.
when it comes to the franchise. Okay, I'm gonna save again. This is the part that worries me. Like, am I gonna walk up there and just mow down a bunch of chariot bugs and ruin this?
Sir.
But yeah, I've talked about pretty much everything to talk about when it comes to the franchise. I could always bring up the thing I am 100% positive that I brought up during the initial campaign when I played through that. Which is that
On me.
Roger that.
of course, throughout the course of the movie, two of the prominent military figures are Zim, played by Clancy Brown, and Radchek, who's played by Michael Ironside.
Affirmative.
And for some reason, in that movie, nobody knew that those two played the villains, the like lead villains of Highlander 1 and 2. Nobody except Casper Van Dien. He had to tell the director during the commentary of the film. It always surprises me. He points it out in the commentary, and the director's like, "Wow, I had no idea." Like, how could you have no idea when you're the director? But
Affirmative.
like average people, of course they're not going to know that if they've never seen Highlander. But when you work in Hollywood and you're directing a film with Clancy Brown and Michael Ironside both in it, how does it never come up?
Roger that. Affirmative.
At least Casper Van Dien knew.
Yes, sir.
Like, really, it's like having Adrian Paul and Christopher Lambert in the same movie and having no idea that they both played McLeods in Highlander films. Let's see if this works.
Affirmative.
On me.
Good work, Lieutenant. Colonel Holland will be pleased to receive this new specimen. The Roger Young is now moving out of local orbit, but we will remain within communication range for another 24 hours. Your team should now proceed to Whiskey Outpost and report to Colonel Owen. Farewell, Lieutenant. Kosminski out.
Like, nowadays, it's a lot more acceptable. Because I feel like Highlander is, much less of a well-known franchise now. But it was much bigger in the 90s.
Listen up.
Highlander was pretty big in the 90s.
Standing by.
It definitely has faded as time has gone on, unfortunately, but... because I think that series, that franchise in general, has a lot of potential if done correctly. But it just has been done unoptimally, maybe is how I could say it.
Let's go.
And I know there's been rumors about a potential remake for a long time. And I mean, at least it would reinvigorate interest in the franchise if that happened, but well, what if it was bad? Right, there is potential that if they did remake Highlander, it would be terrible. It wouldn't be the first time something like that has happened.
Roger that. This way. Roger that.
Okay, I guess this was a unnecessary detour.
Yes, sir. Roger that. Yes, sir. This way. Let's go.
But yeah, I'm also sure that much more people know that Clancy Brown, aka Mr. Krabs, which I'm pretty sure Mr. Krabs is his most iconic role. In terms of iconic villains he's played, the Kurgan from Highlander is undoubtedly #1. But in terms of iconic roles in general,
Affirmative.
Mr. Krabs is definitely the thing he is most well known for. But even so, I feel like the Kurgan is much more
Yes, sir.
iconic and well known than General Katana. Ooh, that's not good. General Katana being
Affirmative.
Michael Ironside's character in
Roger that.
Highlander 2. I probably have given this exact same rant before and don't remember it. Okay, they're wiping out the chariot bugs. That's all fine.
Roger that. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just ignore them snipers.
This way. Let's go.
Troopers, listen up.
Sir. Listen up.
Listen up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I would not have minded if Starship Troopers had received proper sequels. I think the thing that blows me away the most is how much different Starship Troopers the movie is from
Troopers, listen up.
Starship Troopers the book.
Sir.
Affirmative.
And even so,
A unit has been promoted, sir.
because they are
We've got a
drastically.
unit under attack.
Oh my god. The snipers died back there. Where did I save?
Awaiting orders.
That's very inconvenient, but whatever. I'm gonna have to save scum hardcore now.
With me.
But yeah, what was I saying? I would not have minded if that had become a trend with Starship Troopers movies if they had gotten proper sequels.
Move out.
Like, I like Starship Troopers 2. I do. I do really like that movie.
On the move.
But it also is probably not what would be considered a proper sequel. Like, it definitely does not
On the move.
carry the same spirit as the original.
Yes, sir.
And Starship Troopers 3 tries to recapture that spirit, but it's like a bit too late. Like, it definitely does not have the budget it needed to realize it. But it's great that they tried it, and there's definitely some cool stuff that they introduced in that one. Like that song. The It's a Good Day to Die song. That is a very Starship Troopers thing. That very much encapsulates the spirit of
With me.
of Starship Troopers and the Okay, didn't we get attacked by like a massive amount of bugs over here before? I thought we did.
Roger that.
Yeah, there they are. But yeah, that and like the scorpion bugs, those were cool. Those were a nice addition.
Move out and scan for targets. Affirmative.
But yeah, what I was getting at is that if we did get proper sequels, and not just animated sequels and that kind of thing, that it would have been a nice trend if they had people that played, if it became like a trend that people that played significant villains in other movies they used as like ranking military officials
Sir.
throughout the films.
Affirmative.
If that's how they judged whether or not you should be
Roger that.
someone of importance within the Federation's military. It would have been nice.
On the move.
None are immediately springing to my mind, but if I dwelled on it for a little bit, I'm sure I could come up with things. Right now, the only name that's coming to my mind is Christopher Lee, but you can't put him in like he would be more of the kind of guy that would be like leading the Federation. One of those figures.
Squad ready.
We've got a unit under attack.
Standing by.
It happened again. The snipers are staying way far back. And they're getting killed back here while they're picking off enemies.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
But yeah, like the dude that was running the Federation at the beginning of Starship Troopers and then
Where do you need us?
okay, so they are going around. Maybe they are trying to come up here right now. Let's save again right here. But yeah, the dude that was in charge of the Federation, and then he had to step down
Infantry.
because of the Clan Dathu debacle, and then somebody else took over. Christopher Lee would play a good one of those.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Move out. Check your lines of fire.
Sir. Roger
Let's just move these snipers up just to be sure this time.
Promoted, sir.
Infantry standing by.
We did it. Well, yeah, when you're thinking of villains, of course, it's easy. It's just a jump to Sith Lords, but there's plenty more movie villains out there.
A unit has been promoted, sir.
And there's obvious choices like
Affirmative.
Stephen Lang and William Hurt, though William Hurt wouldn't be an option nowadays, but back then he could have been an option. But still, I feel like those are too easy of options
Move out.
because they are
Check your
already
lines
known
of
for
fire.
playing military roles. I feel like the trope needs people who are just villain roles put into the chain of leadership.
Roger that. Yes, sir. Where do you need it? I'm on it.
I gotta be constantly conscious about these snipers now. Not to leave them too far back. I was trying to overwrite, created a new save, whatever. It's all good.
Sir.
Affirmative. Squad moving out. Come on, you apes. Yes, sir. Roger that.
There's also easy answers like dipping into Marvel villains and that kind of thing.
Squad moving
Like Josh Brolin would fit very nicely as a Starship Troopers.
Yes, sir.
Brad Check style stand-in.
Come on.
You know, I saw those things flying in and I was like, let's just see what happens. Let's see if the soldiers just figure it out or not.
Roger that. Sir. Look alive, troopers. Sir. Roger that.
Okay, we are almost to Whiskey Outpost.
Where do you need us?
I wonder how this will differ from the other Whiskey Outpost mission we did.
Yes, sir.
You know, the game's kind of quiet. I think I'm gonna... Yeah. One moment. I'm gonna turn up the sound a bit. This game's default settings put it so much quieter than all the other games I play. You know, I was expecting this to lead to Whiskey Outpost, not to lead to a bug hive like this.
Awaiting orders.
I really
Sir.
don't want to send our troops in there.
Come on, you apes. Squad moving
Like
out.
I've explained this before. In these in these Terran Ascendancy missions, we have not so far had many options
Come on, you
to
apes.
replenish units.
Squad moving
So
out.
sacrificing some of them to clear bug hives does not appeal to me at all.
Come on. Affirmative. Come on.
Like, yeah, clearing all the secondary objectives. It's a cool extra additional challenge thing you can do if you're just trying to make it harder for yourself. But
Affirmative. Squad moving out.
I personally am fine on passing.
Roger that.
Okay, but now we know that was the wrong way.
Come on. Roger that. Squad moving out. Affirmative.
Time to save scum even more.
Troopers standing by. Roger that. Ready here. Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, sir. Where do you need us? I'm on.
Okay.
Ready here. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
I hope this is the way. It's kind of very unclear if it is,
Roger
but
that.
it potentially is.
Where do you need us? Affirmative. Infantry standing by.
Roger that. Roger that.
Squad ready. Troopers standing by.
Look sharp, troopers.
Okay, I think we have these bugs under control. There's more coming, but they're getting picked off pretty easy.
A unit has been promoted, sir.
Sir.
You know, speaking of
Sir.
Sith Lords in Star Wars,
Troopers standing by.
when's the
Awaiting
last
orders.
time?
Look alive, troopers. Troopers standing by. Yes, sir.
When's the last time we got a Star Wars game similar to this? What is that?
A unit has been promoted,
Lieutenant,
sir.
can you hear me? TAC Recon report that the distress beacon for Whiskey Outpost has been activated. We have standing orders to retrieve you in such a situation. However, TFTC Roger Young has already moved beyond your whole system. Rescue duty has been transferred to TFT Valley Forge, which is now en route for Planet P. In the meantime, you are to report to Colonel Owen immediately and assist him with the emergency. Kosmitsky out.
Roger that.
Okay, we must be headed in the right direction then. That probably was like a trigger for getting over this bridge. I would love to help him, but there seems to be endless amounts of bugs leading over to him.
Has been promoted, sir.
Sir.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's too loud now. Like, it seemed like it was being super quiet that whole time, and I look over to the... mixer, and I'm like, now it's being as loud as I am. So I did have it set the right audio level originally.
Oh, it's about to get real. I'm on.
But yeah, what I was talking about, Star Wars. I feel like
Yes, sir.
We have not gotten a Star Wars similar game to this in a long time, which I think the likelihood of getting one is much, much lower now. Where are you guys going? Okay, that was sloppy. Definitely sloppy. My guy's trying to inch up and run to their deaths in the middle of combat.
Under attack.
Let's go!
Sir. Oh, it's about to get real. Ready to go.
But yes, now that we're in the modern era of Star Wars where George Lucas no longer has creative control,
Awaiting orders.
I think it is much less likely for us to get games like that.
Sir.
I think the last one like that was Empire at War, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a long time ago. Now we just get whatever EA deems worthy of getting. Or worthy of making, rather.
Roger that. Awaiting orders.
Sir. Troopers, standing by. Ready here. Roger that. Yes, sir.
Which there's definitely...
Where do you need it? Yes, sir. Look alive. Squad moving out.
There's definitely pros and cons of having EA at the helm of Star Wars gaming content, but the biggest con is that we have so much less of it.
Affirmative.
Right? For the longest time, there was so much to choose from when it came to Star Wars content that it was hard to be dissatisfied. When it's pretty much only big EA releases.
Roger that.
If you happen to dislike those releases, then you're probably gonna be a disgruntled Star Wars gaming fan.
Affirmative.
Look sharp, troopers.
Look alive, troopers. Ready to go. Ready here. I'm on it.
But yeah, as opposed to before,
Sir.
when there was a insane amount of gaming content coming out. Like, if George Lucas was still at the helm when...
Move out. Check your lines of fire.
If George Lucas was still at the helm when the sequel trilogy came out, like, let's just pretend that the sequel trilogy would have come out exactly the way it was released, right? Like, let's not add any more factors to the scenario, like how George Lucas would have rewritten the sequel trilogy, right?
Oh, it's about to get real.
But if in general
Roger that.
he had been at the helm when those came out,
Affirmative.
we would have had an insane amount of games. There would have been, like, considering Jedi power battles of, like, evolved into Revenge of the Sith,
Roger that.
which evolved into Force Unleashed,
I'm on it.
there probably would have been
Look sharp.
a Force Unleashed style game
Affirmative.
where you get to play as Rey and Kylo throughout the events of the trilogy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is definitely the wrong way.
Look sharp, troopers.
Infantry, standing by.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. I'm on it. Roger that. I'm on it. Roger that. Affirmative.
But yeah, among other projects that I'm sure they would have done, I'm sure there would have been an overflow of sequel trilogy games, just like there was an overflow
Roger that.
of prequel trilogy games. Like, and the difference was that, like, also during that time,
I'm on it. Look sharp.
when the prequel games were coming out,
Yes, sir.
Lucas was also having
Affirmative.
games come out
Sir.
taking place during the original trilogy content.
Yes, sir.
So there's nothing stopping him from doing that as well. Like, there would have been nothing stopping him from releasing more prequel trilogy games while the sequel games, or while the sequel movies were releasing as well. That's absolutely the kind of thing he would have done.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. I'm on it. Affirmative. Look sharp.
Let's just save again here.
Sir.
Roger that. I'm on it.
Of course, they're all dead already.
Where do you need us? Roger that.
Is there gonna be any bugs over here?
Ready to go. Affirmative. Sir. Yes, sir.
Look sharp, Yes, troopers.
Look alive, troopers. Roger that. Squad, ready. Yes, sir. Troopers, standing by. Sir, roger that.
Yes, I know it
Yes,
wants
sir.
me to go up to that thing.
Sir, move it or lose it, people. Sir. Affirmative. Squad, ready. Affirmative.
But capturing these turrets seems like a great idea. And having this all set and ready to go before this part
Roger that.
kicks off seems like a much better idea.
Look alive, troopers. Come on, you apes. Squad, move
Yeah, like, we
out.
are already
Need us.
infinitely more
Roger that.
ready now. Ray Winstone. Ray Winstone would have made a good Starship Trooper soldier,
I'm on it.
like, leadership figure.
Roger that. Affirmative.
See, good thing I had the turret.
Good work, Trooper. I didn't think I was ever gonna get out of there. You must take me back to the outpost at once. Oh, my head! I have information vital to Terran security. Your team must protect me until we get off this god-forsaken rock. I have new orders for you. Get your entire team back into the outpost and await retrieval. No one is to remain outside the walls. Believe me, it's not safe out here.
Yeah, curious that this guy, like, inspired...
TFT Valley Forge has just entered the Corvus Alpha system. We have been appraised of your situation by TFTC Roger Young. ETA to local orbit, 10 minutes.
But yeah, crazy that that guy, like, basically inspired...
Sir. Affirmative.
the entirety of the plot of Starship Troopers 2. Like, the plot of this guy being influenced by the bugs right now is exactly what influenced the entire Thing style approach to the Starship Troopers 2
Look alive.
movie.
Good to go. Affirmative.
Because this is, of course, playing
Now
off
we are
of...
secure within these walls, Lieutenant. I can tell you the nature of our job here. This is a highly classified post. Our job is to... die! We're all gonna die! They're coming again! Oh, please, God, no, not again! They wanted you to come here! They want you to know how we think! They make you do things! No, help me!
But yeah, because this, of course, is a reinterpretation of the events of the movie when they go and find this guy.
Bug attack inbound.
Taking the shot. Sir. Fire at will.
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
Oh, it's about to get real.
Squad ready.
Okay, maybe I'm a little light on this side, maybe. But it also feels like I'm light on this side.
Bug attack inbound.
Overall, they're doing fine.
Awaiting orders.
Sir, intel reports a new bug threat in our sector.
Affirmative.
Oh no, what did I do?
Yes, sir.
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
Sir.
Okay, I think we're doing fine. They're not, like, really getting close at all. This area is a bit more sketchy, for sure.
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
Did this turret just die? What happened? No, it's okay. At least when this side finishes up. At least when this side finishes up with their bugs, then they turn their attention this way and start firing. That is definitely helpful. This guy definitely needs to be helping. I just had him chill down there for too long.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, I'm trying to throw grenades. Ooh, they're getting close to getting overwhelmed over there a little bit. But the assist is coming in handy.
Sir.
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
Tanker!
Tanker, oh no.
Taking the shot. Squad ready. Sir.
Oh no, come on.
Sir, fire at will! Squad,
Oh no, very problematic.
good to go!
Mr. Owens, you need to run.
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
Come on, you wings!
Well, this is a bit problematic.
Sir!
A unit has been
Look
promoted,
sharp,
sir.
troopers.
I don't know if the shotgun is appropriate when dealing with a siege like this, but we're gonna try it.
Sir, let's go.
Sir, intel reports a new bug threat in our sector.
Ready to go. Squad ready.
Look sharp, troopers.
All right, I'm really trying to concentrate here. So we don't have to redo this.
Awaiting orders. Look sharp, troopers.
Standing by. Squad ready. Sir,
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
affirmative. Squad ready. Oh, it's about to get real.
Awaiting orders. Look sharp, troopers.
All right, doing our best. Survive until retrieval. When is retrieval? At least he can still shoot from back there. A little silly that he's like shooting through the wall like that, but we'll take it.
Our xenograph's going off the scale. I'm dispatching a dropship to your current location. Stand by for rapid retrieval. Silva out.
We've got a unit under attack.
Okay, minute and a half. They are dead.
Alert. Bug attack inbound.
That one was still moving like it was alive.
Sir. Look sharp, troopers.
Oh yeah, this is real sketchy now.
Awaiting orders.
Sir.
We did it.
That was very close, Lieutenant. On the strength of your report, your entire team is lucky to be alive. If it is any consolation, Command HQ have seen your report, and it has become the deciding factor in the decision to return to Planet P. The complexity of the trap set for your team is clear evidence of a governing intelligence within the arachnid swarm. Colonel Holland has championed the brain bug theory for some time. Now it looks like we're going to put that theory to the test. Rest up, Lieutenant. You and your team will need to be ready for action in under 14 hours.
Okay. Here we go. Royalty 2. Analysis of the arachnid assault upon Whiskey Outpost has indicated that there is some governing intelligence directing the bugs. Colonel Holland's brain bug theory is now about to be put to the test. Our objective is now to capture a brain bug. So we've already reached the the same typical end. They recycle this end a lot. So Terran Ascendancy did the same thing.
Are ready for more action. While you were resting, the Roger Young has maneuvered to join a huge orbital formation now surrounding Planet P. This is our largest fleet operation since Klendatu. Our joint operational objective is to capture a brain bug. Fleet will coordinate reconnaissance and retrieval. The MI will take care of the rest. MI 1st Division will be responsible for sending teams into the bug tunnel network beneath Planet P. Your strategic objectives are as follows. Your strike team will deploy outside tunnel Bravo 17. This will lead you down into Bugtown. Your team will be entering the upper reaches of the tunnel complex. TAC Recon estimate this is to be part of the colony's ventilation system. The majority of bugs here will be harmless workers. No air support will be available to you during this mission. Do not attempt to capture any new bug types. We have special capture teams in the tunnel networks. If you encounter a brain bug, you are to contact Fleet immediately. A capture team will be dispatched to your location. Proceed now to assemble your strike team.
Okay. But yeah, so Terran Ascendancy did the same thing with the brain bug, and of course, Terran Command had the same kind of end to the campaign, which is of course the ending to the movie that everybody loves.
Sir.
Why
Come
not?
on, you apes.
Stick with what people like the most, right?
Roger that. Come on, you apes.
Sir, intel reports a new bug threat in our sector.
Squad, moving out.
Sir, intel reports a new bug threat in our sector. Sir, intel reports a new bug threat in our sector.
That's a lot of scary things for it to tell me about all of a sudden.
Affirmative.
Can we go up here?
Yes, sir. Come on, you apes. Affirmative.
Standing by.
Engineers, follow me.
Okay, well, so far, nice and simple. Just clearing out bugs. Nothing really too challenging.
Stash your tools and move out.
I am already tempted to save scum a little. Like, not to reload, but to make a save scum.
Tell us what to do. Affirmative. Come on! Come on, you apes! Come
Oh,
on!
man, I forgot how inconvenient these things are.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Ready to go.
Stash your tools and move out.
Okay, that was some unnecessary damage. You know what I was thinking about? What was distracting my brain while that was going on? I was still trying to think of more villains that could be placed into
Tell us what engineers, follow me.
leadership roles in the Starship Troopers world.
Affirmative.
And I was like, what are some iconic villains? And
Moving along.
Heath Ledger's Joker came to my mind, and like all of a sudden the image
Get to that position.
of Joker trying to be
Lieutenant, the Valley Forge is now breaking orbital formation. We are under heavy fire from the planet's surface. Until we secure a new orbital vantage, your retrieval will be delayed. Your orders remain as...
yeah, all of a sudden the image of like Joker trying to be like a sergeant or something within
Oh, it's about to
the
get
Federation popped in my head, and I was like, what a bad combo that would be. I was like, what a terrible idea that is.
Lieutenant, this is Ensign Barry of TFT Audio.
And it completely distracted me.
Transferred to this vessel. TFT Valley Forge has been lost in action. Be advised that escape pods from the Valley Forge may have made planetfall in your vicinity. TFT Audie Murphy will now take responsibility for your safe retrieval, Lieutenant. Barry out.
Roger that.
A unit has been promoted, sir.
Move out. Affirmative.
Sir.
Yeah, engineers, you guys gotta get back.
Yes, sir. Stash your tools and move out. Infantry, standing by.
Yeah, this is why... This is why the engineers are just so inconvenient.
Affirmative.
Like, in the time I would have been spending
This is Fleet Ensign De Silva. My escape
Is that supposed to be Carmen? No, well, it says De Silva.
Sir?
So definitely not Carmen Ibanez, but
Roger that.
it might be our...
Get to that
It
position.
might be our Carmen adjacent.
Yes, sir. Get to that position. Move it or lose it, people. Yes, sir.
You know, speaking of the commentary for Starship Troopers, I know that's what I, like, started this off with, and I didn't revisit the commentary talking about it all the way till now, but yeah, the commentary, thinking about, like, because when I was saying, like, is that the Carmen adjacent, the scene I'm talking about is at the end of the movie when Carmen and the guy that she cheated on Rico with are in the cave, when the guy, like, gets, like, stabbed in the head and dies, and so on, that scene. In the commentary, when the director is talking about those characters, I find it hilarious that
Stash your tools and move out.
that guy did not understand.
Tanker!
The director did not understand why people...
Tell us what to do.
Sir, understood.
Sir? Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Affirmative. Roger that.
Yeah, this is problematic.
Yes, sir. Roast 'em and toast 'em. Roger that. Stash your tools and
This is terrible. I'm reloading. How dare they? How dare they do this to me?
Get ready!
Yes, sir.
But yeah, he did not understand why people did not like that guy. Like, cause you see them, like, set him up to be...
Look sharp,
Good
troopers.
to go.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
They kind of,
Roger
they
that.
try and give him, like, a hero moment at the end.
Sir.
Where he tells off the bug before he gets, like, stabbed in the head. And, like, he did not understand, like, why people were so mad at
Look
that
sharp,
guy
troopers.
and
Yes, sir.
Denise Richards' character. Which is amazing to me, that you would put that plot in the film, right?
Look sharp, troopers.
You would add to the original story that Rico and Carmen are together, and that she leaves him and cheats on him with this like rival football player. And then you're surprised when people empathize with the main character and don't like the people that betrayed him and the guy that's like responsible for the betrayal. like that was amazing to me, that this guy's like, I don't get it. Why wouldn't they like them? They're heroes in the story too. The bugs are the enemy.
Tanker!
Roger that. Engineers, follow me. Roger that. Awaiting orders. Tell us what to do.
Target. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mission success. Much better that time.
Look sharp, troopers.
Affirmative.
And there's also the infamous in the commentary,
Good to go. Affirmative.
Dizzy, who is also on the commentary team. It's the director, Dizzy, and Casper Van Dien. I forget the actress that plays Dizzy.
I thought I was going to end up as bug food. I'm unhurt and ready for action. I've never fought a bug before, sir, but I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Sir? Yes, sir.
Which I feel bad for not knowing her name. I've known it in the past and I just forget it. Like, I look her up to learn it and then I forget it. But, like, at the end of the day, I do only know her from the 2 movies that she
Engineers
filmed back to back, right? I know her from Starship Troopers and Dragonheart. Like, those were her crowning moments
Affirmative.
in her film career, and they were back to back.
Go, fleet.
Anything else, I have no idea. Advanced team found. You have found the survivors of the advanced team sent into the tunnels for recon. They will be joining and reinforcing your units.
Don't leave us!
Why wouldn't you? You're extra guns. Come on. But yeah. The film commentary.
Tell us what to do. Let's go! Roger that. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Roger that.
During the film commentary, the Dizzy calls out the director, which I know I've given 3 factoids only about calling out the director on things. I'm sure he's a nice guy. These are just the only things I remember from the commentary. It's what stands out the most to me, okay?
Let's go.
I mean, he made Starship Troopers, so he's got to be a great director, right?
This is Strike Team, Sigma 5. Private Zim speaking. We have captured the enemy. I repeat, we have captured their brain. My squad needs backup urgently. We are coming under heavy fire from arachnid spitters. Can you assist? Zim out.
We copy you, Sigma 5. I have a fix on your current position, and I'm directing assistance to your location immediately. Stand by, Private. Help is on the way.
Tell us what to do.
Lieutenant, we have another team under attack in your mission sector. Proceed immediately to the coordinates I'm transmitting to your TAC map and help them out. This is a priority override. Ignore all previous objectives. Barry out.
Why are we moving in slow motion?
Look sharp, troopers.
But yeah, still odd that they took control away from me when bugs were attacking me, though.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, back to the thing about the commentary. Dizzy calls out the guy because
Sir, intel reports a new bug threat in our sector.
Royal Guards, got it.
Sir,
Look sharp,
intel
engineers,
reports
follow
a new
me.
bug threat in our sector.
Yes, sir.
She brings up the fact that in her death scene,
A unit has been promoted, sir.
Ready.
how she like screams when she's dying. How she's like flailing around and like screaming in pain. Apparently she tried to bring it up to the guy during filming that like, hey, this thing's stabbing me through my lungs. There's no way I would be
Moving to position.
There's no way I would be screaming because it's through my lungs. And apparently the guy was getting like really frustrated with her, like, just film the scene, just scream, you know, that kind of thing. And like in the commentary, she calls him out and is like, yeah, you were getting so mad at me. And then after that, everybody that came up to me, that's what they would bring up, is that that you wouldn't be screaming in that situation because it was stabbing you through your lungs. And
Tell us what to do.
and the dude apologizes in the commentary, but I don't think he needed to apologize for that. I think it's fine that he made her scream. I think it makes the scene more, like, probably makes the scene more impactful, maybe. I mean, either would work.
Sir, moving to position.
Look sharp, troopers.
Get ready. Sir.
I just think it's funny that she brought up, like, to defend her argument, she brought up random people that talk to her on the street.
Get ready.
Random people coming up to her that she doesn't know anything about them. It's just it's just like people trying to backseat the movie retroactively.
Roger that.
Like, nobody would care if
Sir, yes,
like
sir.
if a random person came up to Steven Spielberg and was like, "Hey, that scene with the T-Rex doesn't make sense. He was walking one second he's walking on solid ground, and then where he came through, Alan Grant and the kids descend and it's a cliff. What's going on there?"
Engineers reporting.
Steven Spielberg wouldn't care. He'd be like, "Yeah,
Look alive, people.
so what?" Nobody noticed that but you.
Wait, standing by. Let's go. Roger that. Roger that. Let's go. Sir, roger that.
Right? It's not on the level of the,
A unit
Look
has
sharp,
been
troopers.
promoted, sir.
Stash your tools and move out.
like, there's a difference between,
Awaiting orders. Look
like,
sharp,
sleight of hand,
Affirmative.
movie magic, and movie mistakes, right?
Awaiting
There's a
order
big
then.
difference between the two.
Tell us what to do. Roger that. Yes, sir. Sir.
Roger that.
Sir.
Right? Like, there's a big difference between
Sir.
Dizzy screaming even though her lungs are pierced by some bug, and
This way.
the cup in the Starbucks cup in the Game of Thrones shot, right? Like, there's a big difference between the two.
Engineers report. Roger that.
Look alive, people.
Look sharp, troopers.
What is it?
Let's go. Roger that. Roger that.
But yeah, like, you could have redone that scene in a way that she didn't scream. It would have probably been more horrific, though.
Sir.
Like, I feel like the way they did do it lent itself to be, like, more action-oriented. Like, more appropriate for, like, an action film.
Yes, sir.
Like, if she just, like, was, like, couldn't make a noise,
Affirmative.
horror on her face, looking lifeless, getting ragdolled, it would have been, like, they do a close-up on her eyes, looking terrified, as she can't even make a noise. It would have been horrific,
Stash your
right?
tools and move
Like,
out.
no, let's not do that version.
What is it?
Roger that.
Like, her screaming, and then Johnny going, like, Diz, and running in there and trying to save her. Much more appropriate.
A unit has been promoted, sir.
Because when you think about it,
Yes, sir.
oh my god.
That. Engineers, follow me. Affirmative. Look sharp, troopers.
We definitely took some damage there. Hopefully I don't have to, like, reload before this if this turns out to be too much
Awaiting
damage I
orders.
took, but yeah, like, they do that a lot in Starship Troopers, where they go with the action way. They don't go with, like, the horrors of war very much in the Starship Troopers. They like, for a war movie, they keep it a lot more lighthearted.
Sir.
It's not like
Roger that.
Saving Private Ryan dark, you know?
Me? Affirmative. Yes, sir. Roger that.
Yeah, I wonder why I couldn't help there. Maybe I have to go around.
Sir.
Affirmative. Engineers, follow me. Stash your tools and move out.
Like when Radchek is, like, getting eaten from the waist down, right? He's like,
Sir.
Rico, you know what to do.
Roger that.
It's not a horror scene at all. It's like,
Look sharp, troopers.
Affirmative.
every time they do stuff like that, it's, like, surprisingly not horrific. Like, much less horrific in the Starship Troopers movie than it could have been.
Engineers, follow me. Roger that. Awaiting orders. Look sharp, troopers. Engineers reporting.
Roger that. Moving to position.
Well, this is convenient, the fact that they're, like, not even looking at us.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Get ready.
Stash your tools and move out. Yes, sir.
Oh man, I spent this whole level talking about that. I'm just noticing pretty much the whole level. Though it seems like
Affirmative. sir.
How many can I hit from over here?
Affirmative.
Some, but not all.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
We can't get down there at all.
Engineers, follow me. Yes, sir.
Do not lose the engineers. I'm just gonna save again because we
Tell
are
us what to do.
real close to losing the engineers.
Tell us what to do. Roger that. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Let's go. Roger that.
The engineers are by far
Roger that.
the most reckless class in the game.
Let's go. Roger that.
Like, I wish I could, like, glue them to another unit. Like, hey,
This way.
engineer, don't go any farther than my rifle troopers go. How about that? Don't ever go any farther than they go. And you'll be fine. As soon as they, like, try and run up on their own every time is when it becomes problematic.
This way. Affirmative. Roger that. Yes, sir. Engineers, stash your tools and move out. Sir.
Get ready.
Yes, sir. Sir. Engineers reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Engineers, follow me. Sir, roger that.
Every time I gotta go, no engineers, not you.
Tell us what to do. Look sharp. troopers.
Everybody else but you engineers.
Moving to position. Yes, sir. Sir, affirmative. Engineers, follow me. Sir.
You know, I think I've watched Starship Troopers 3 with commentary, but it was a very long time ago, because I'm getting flashbacks that maybe Rico, maybe Casper Van Dien was a part of that commentary as well.
Engineers, stash your tools and move out. Tell us what to do.
But I don't know if I've ever watched the
Roger that.
the commentary for 2.
Lieutenant, we've established fresh retrieval coordinates for your strike team. Scouts from Company G have located another tunnel nearby, which leads directly to the surface. We'll have a retrieval boat waiting for any wounded troopers. Barry out.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Your orders?
Which, in terms of
Roger that. Roger that.
in terms of like commentary on
Yes, sir.
films or TV in general, there are classics like
Affirmative. Roger that.
there are classics like the rare examples of Arnold Schwarzenegger commentary.
Roger that.
'Cause he only did it a very select amount of times, but every time he did it, it was gold.
Affirmative. Let's go.
But there is also the other example. You know, I don't know if it actually holds up now that I'm thinking about it, but when I was a kid,
Sir.
Hurrah! Yes, sir.
I guess I wasn't a kid. It was more like I was a teenager.
Affirmative. Roger that.
When the Game of Thrones DVDs were coming out. So I can't go through there? How weird. When the Game of Thrones DVDs were coming out, Those were notoriously good for commentary. And one of my favorite things was that
Yes, sir.
the younger members of the cast, Sansa, Arya, Bran,
Affirmative.
Look sharp, troopers. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
stop dying in that kill box. Get back.
Sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
They would get their own episode to comment on together. And it was like a specific episode in the season every time. It was like
Awaiting orders.
it was like every DVD they got to do episode 4 or something like that.
Look sharp, troopers. Engineers report. Awaiting orders.
Get ready.
Roger.
And like I said, I don't know if it would hold up now.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Go, fleet.
Like it might come off as
Affirmative.
as too childish maybe if I tried to watch it now.
I thought
But
you guys were never gonna get here. Come on, the way's clear now, courtesy of the Roughnecks.
Courtesy of the Roughnecks.
Lieutenant, your report understates the crucial role your team played in the success of this mission. Private Zim of the Condors has asked me to convey his thanks of the team for your assistance in capturing the brain. The battalion commander has sent a crate of cold beer, which will be made available in the mess hall tonight. You will be pleased to know that the brain bug has now been shipped to Colonel Holland's research facility, where it will now undergo stringent analysis and psychic interrogation. The Colonel has now publicly stated that he will learn the secret of arachnid communication so that he may bend the brain to his will. Given Holland's reputation as a psychic, the war could very well be over soon. For now, your team has earned some R&R. Your platoon is scheduled to arrive at Sanctuary Base in a week's time. With luck, Lieutenant, the war may be over before you return to duty.
Well, we did it. I'll just have to finish my my commentary stories a different time. But okay, let me see. There. We did it. We beat Royalty and Royalty 2. So, that's where I'm calling it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.